Hey, it's Johara. Welcome back to my channel, to the Witchy Reader. So I'm going to be talking about my July wrap up. Um, so I have kind of a big TBR. I'm not even sure I can read it all. It'll depend on how my reading is going, especially since I've been writing a lot and I have it's midnight and I cannot talk. But I have been writing a lot because I've been wanting to get a lot of writing done. I just finished a novella. I want to finish another novella. I want to make a lot of progress in my book three. So, and I have a hard time finding balance between writing and reading to get both done. So I'm gonna try doing that. Maybe I'm gonna work on it this month. But I do want to get a lot of reading done. I want to finish all my indie books that I have. Um, I ended up getting a couple more that I was not expecting to get, and that kind of made my TBR full. But I'm like, you know what? I want to read all these so badly. Like they're all intrigue me so much, so I want to read them this month. Um, I'm in the middle of two different series, so those will be the first thing I read because the series. Back in indie April, I was trying to finish all my indie books. That did not end up happening because I don't even remember why, but I got to the end of the month and I started the second book in Warriors of Bria, and I'm only like 100 pages in, but I was really enjoying it. But then May came and I wanted to finish The Vampire's Creation so badly. I wanted to get it out in June, which I did. So I finished writing it and edited it and published it on June 10th, and it was up for like pre-order for about a little over a week. Um, so I wanted to do that. So I ended up not getting, and I made a conscious decision not to read it at all in May, so that I could finish the book, and I did, and I'm very proud of myself. And then June, I and then I wanted to save June for Pride books, and as far as I know, unless there are some later in the series, there are no queer characters in the Wars of Bria. So I kept a pause on the series, which I don't usually do. Like usually I read series together, but I end up not reading it all in May, and in June I just wanted to read Pride books. So yeah, but I plan to finish books 2, 3, and 4. Books 3 and 4 I received for my birthday last December from my mom, because I've been wanting to get them because I have been wanting to read Warriors Bria, but I was waiting till I can get books 3 and 4 to read books 1 and 2, which I've had for a while, and I've been really wanting to read, but I've been busy, and then the last year last year was hell. The end of that year, like it was just awful, so I didn't get much reading done, and uh but I want to finish this series because I am really enjoying it. I love book one. I've rated it 5 stars, and I am enjoying what I've read so far in this book, and I'm excited to continue. So I plan to finish the series, read all 3 of these books. I also have 3 ARC copies I want to read. um 2 of them was just sent to me. I was not expecting them, but I read book 1 for the Pride month because he sent me that a month or so ago, and since it's Pride, I was like, perfect time to read it because it's queer. So I was like, awesome, and I read it. And then I was not expecting him to send me books 2 and 3 as well, but I'm extremely happy that he did because I wanted to keep reading the series, but I couldn't get hold of the other books yet because I do not have any money because I am broke. So I also want to continue that series, books 2 and 3, which are the only ones published so far. I'm pretty sure he's working on book 4. So the book 1 was called The Mantis Variant, book 2, The Mantis Equilibrium, I think, and then I don't even remember the title of book 3, but I am extremely excited to continue it. It is horror, so it's a little bit different than what I read. As I mentioned, I watch a lot of horror. I read strictly fantasy except for every so often, which I do have a few things on my TBR that are not fantasy. Not very many, but they are there. And I feel like the only thing I really read outside fantasy is anything by Aaron Hunter, because I will read anything by Aaron Hunter. Despite not being a fantasy author, they are my favorite authors. So um, but I'm really excited to read that series. Um, and yeah, so and then the other art copy I have, because that's I said I had three art copies. One that's so books 2 and 3 of his series are two of them, and then I also have King's Rise, um, which is kind of a Merlin retelling. Uh, I did an interview with the author, um, and she sent me an art copy of her book as a thank you for the opportunity of the interview, and it did sound really interesting. I know we bond during the interview. She was saying how much she loves the story of Merlin, and we bonded over the show Merlin that we both really enjoy, um, which I only got into near the end of last year, so I'm still new to that fandom, but it was really good and I really loved it. And so I'm excited to see her take on the Merlin retelling, and her book did seem very intriguing from what she was saying during the interview. So I'm very excited to read that, which I hope to get to this month as well. And there's one more book I want to read, which this book is one of the highest books on my TBR. And I know the author through Twitter. She is amazing. She's become one of my biggest supporters. She has already read The Realm of Monsters, and she pre-ordered The Vampire's Creation before it was published, and that's on her TBR to read. And she drew fan art of my MC, and she has been amazing. She retweets a lot of my tweets. She's just amazing and very lovely. I'm so happy to have met her. And she was the very first author interview I did, and as soon as she was talking about her book, it sounded so intriguing. I've been wanting to read it ever since, but like I said, I've been busy, and I finally bought it only a couple of weeks ago, if I remember correctly, because I finally came in with a little bit of money. I was like, I have to buy it, so I did. And that is B by Ellie Lieb. I cannot speak. It is midnight. Ellie Lieberman. There, I said it. I learned how to speak again. But I'm very excited. It's sounds really interesting. The consequences of freedom, the sacrifice for what is loved, and the battle for the future, all in the shadow of a castle that looms large over all who preside within the kingdom, which sounds very intriguing. And I love a good thing about royalty. I mean, my very first series I published had to do with royalty. And yeah, I'm just very excited to read this. It sounds so good. And I know when she was telling me about it in the interview, it sounded so good. And definitely check out these interviews as well. I do them every Saturday. You can watch the ones I've already done, and if you subscribe, then you can keep and for whenever I do them. Um, I I'm going to interview Tabby, who's the author of The Warriors of Rhea. I have not. I think her interview is next month. I'm gonna have to look on my schedule, but like I said, I already interviewed her and the author of King's Rise, and I also am going to be interviewing the author of the Mantis variant on the 15th of this month, I want to say. I'll have to look at my schedule, but I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, which I'm very excited to read all of these. Like I said, I'm probably going to read the Warriors of Rhea and the Mantis variant first just because they, I've already started the series and I want to finish the series. But I'm very excited for King's Rise and B, and I'm so excited to read these. So I will definitely let you know how it goes because I am currently working on an indie reading vlog. So I started during Indie April when I started reading all these indie books. Um, and I never published it because I had more because I wanted to wait until I finished Warriors Bria. But then I got the art copies of the Mantis variant and King's Rise, and then I bought this book. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait until I have read all these indie books, and I am broke again, so I don't think I'll be able to buy any more right now. So I'll publish it once I finish all of these, which I hope is this month. But depending on how my reading goes and depending on how I'm feeling, because like I said, I have been sick. I hope I don't. Oh, because I feel like I'm feeling better, so I'm hoping it stays that way and I can get some reading done and read all these books. And then so hopefully my indie reading vlog will be out in a month, and I'll definitely let you know how I enjoyed these indie books as I'm reading them. And yeah, so definitely check these out. They're all available on Amazon. I definitely highly recommend them. Definitely support the indie authors, and they're all great people. They all write great books, and I'm so excited to continue reading these lovely indie books because, like I said, I'm just so excited for all of them. So please like and subscribe and comment your favorite indie book. If you read an indie book, if you want to read any of these, definitely highly recommend, and check out the interviews. Like I said, I've already interviewed a couple of them, and then a couple of them are planned for either this month or next month. So definitely check those out as well. Until next time.